Hey everyone, and welcome to the sixth episode of the Trifecta podcast. I'm Lee with my co-hosts Jordan and Alex,
Hey, what's up, YouTube?
Hey guys.
and today we have a special guest in Goingcrazy201, or better known as Amber Meow.
Meow meow.
Welcome to the podcast, and today we're going to talk about the behind-the-scenes July and the new quest that was released called Carnillean Rising. Now, for Carnillean Rising, it is a requirement of you must be a member, 33 thieving, 31 construction, 50 quest points, the quest Hasil cult, and the blood pact all complete. And it is a pretty basic quest. I would say, in my opinion, it's a easier quest. It's not very long. It takes about 20 minutes to finish. Well, it took me 20 minutes to finish. And it kind of incorporates your own kind of quest, or you making your own quest. And basically, you make a quest for this little kid, Philippe, and then you do the quest for him, which I think is kind of lazy. I think he should do his own quest. But, in my opinion, I guess you just have to do the quest for yourself. So anyways, I think that it was a decent quest. The rewards were semi-par, I guess. It wasn't very good, but there was nothing really wrong with the quest. I can't complain on quest really because we were promised one a month for, the past 6 months, and this is like one of the first ones we've had besides the Queen Black Dragon quest. So I'll say it's a decent quest just because we finally got a new quest and it wasn't long or it wasn't tedious, so I just appreciated the fact that we got something new to do and then it was over with and I could wear my completionist cape and go on with my life. So Jordan, what do you think about this quest?
The requirements were kind of high for me. 30,
Yeah,
30
totally.
thieving was it's kind of ridiculous.
33 thieving, man, that's a hard one.
Yeah. I actually had to pot for that part.
But seriously, the quest, it was really easy. You don't need a guide for it. Apart from that, it was kind of entertaining, but it had a lot of Jagex humor, so be prepared.
Yeah.
Tying up a little girl and dragging her down to a dungeon.
Yeah, I didn't get that part where you actually literally tie a girl to like a sewer wall and also murder two baby puppy wolves. And I don't get what they're going with this humor, but they did have some funny lines. At one point when you go to the guard part, you see the guards and the guy turns around and goes, "I can't get past the guards. Is this a glitch?" So it's kind of making fun of the players who always complain about the quest. So I thought that was kind of funny on Jagex's part. But besides that, it was very not humorous. Like it was just their own humor that wasn't very funny.
Yeah, and like you said, you kind of slaughtered two little puppies.
Yeah, there you
I have
go.
a friend, and he's also a close friend to Lee. He always wanted a puppy, and so that kind of like crushed his dreams there because he had to slaughter puppies.
Yeah, he didn't appreciate killing the wolves. He was actually not going to do the quest because he had to slaughter the two wolves, but yeah.
But overall, it was a decent quest, easy, and it was just a typical Jagex quest. What about you, Alex?
I actually felt kind of misled because the way they showed it in the behind the scenes video, they were like, next week we'll have a quest that you control, and even though we totally made the quest for the guy, it was still like a set in stone thing. There weren't very many like options to go through.
There was no options actually.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I meant. That's what you know what I'm saying. Like you had to build the stuff here, and it was this one-way quest, and
You had
like
the option of either a water pit or a spike pit at the beginning. That was your option.
Oh yeah, and like a blood thing or yeah,
A
that
hole
was
in the wall.
Yeah, the hole in the wall. Or
oh man, so scary, right? Yeah. No, that's the only thing. I just I felt misled. I thought we were gonna actually make a quest and be like, okay, yeah, but no, whatever.
yeah. So, Amber, what do you take on this? I know you haven't really done the quest yet, but what do you take on your opinion of this? Adding onto a new quest line or whatever.
Well, I appreciate the fact that they're finally expanding on the Carnillean quest line because I think I still have the play body from the first quest in my bank still. So I appreciate that. I'm hoping that it's eventually going to step up to something better. Oh, I still have hope for something better. I thought Jagex was finally coming back with good quests when the Elder Kiln came out, but I guess I'm mistaken.
Yeah, I like the whole. My favorite line is definitely the While Gothic Sleeps and the Ritual of Mahajarat. I mean, I really hope there's another. I don't know if it ends. I don't really know RuneScape lore that well, but I like that quest line.
It's not gonna end there because remember, you had that big flying dragonkin thing after you,
Oh, right.
and that was like a future glimpse of like what's gonna be happening.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. With the
So it
burned
should be
down
pretty
Edge.
epic.
That's when they ruined Edgeville.
Well,
Oh,
I
that's so
think for
dumb.
all these little quests that they're doing in, I think that they should build them up to something bigger and then tie them all in together because that's what myself and a lot of my friends are kind of hoping they're aiming for.
Absolutely. I mean, if they can actually tie in a bunch of quests together, that'd be nice. I mean, they try to do it every now and then, but they do it with the quests that really don't matter, and you kind of forgot all their quest lines. And then they always come back to an elemental workshop quest, which no one wants to do. And then
Oh,
they
God.
come back with, other quests, and then they add a new quest line, but they haven't finished the other quest line. So it'd be nice if they tied in everything together and actually expanded on their quests.
If they
Are you
really
talking
wanted to
about-
piss people off, what they could do is when the big quest eventually does happen, they could tie the elemental workshop by saying you have to make enough stuff to completely gear an army.
Oh,
Don't
man.
give them any ideas on the sense
They
of us
might
doing
actually
that.
watch this.
The next 10-hour quest, all because you have to go through elemental workshop 1, 2, and 3 about 20 times.
10-hour
The
quest,
actual-
try full day quest, try a week quest. I wouldn't make 10 elemental bars. You know how much armor you would need for like an army? Like if we're talking an army, I would say about 10 people you'd have to gear up or something, and 10 people get full gear. You need at least 5 bars for a plate body. I'm not doing that thing fucking one time, let alone 400.
Hey, one of my friends has 200 bars in her bank. She
Wow,
made
that's
for
actually
just for
smart.
fun.
What?
That's smart.
Yeah.
How long
Well,
does that
yeah.
take?
Primed and ready.
Wow, yeah, that's definitely crazy. That's something good to have in stock for the quest to come. But anyways, this quest in general was a pretty basic kind of quest. It wasn't very hard, as we said. The requirements weren't that bad. I mean, 50 quest points and 33 thieving, 31 construction, not hard at all. Being a member probably is the hardest part out of all of that, and that's pretty much it on this quest. I mean, they said you could build your own quest, and Alex said he was misled, and we were all kind of misled because we thought we might have some more options on this, but we really didn't. It was kind of set in stone, and you had to choose a current path, and you made him do the quest. I mean, it was kind of funny. They did have some lines in there, but in general, I don't think it was great. But after the quest, they really had a nice kind of sub reward, and it was like, if you do the quest after you talk to Philippe or you talk to whatever, and you have to go around to different locations and find Philippe, and he gives you lamps. And if you have 300 quest points, you can get a max of 42k XP in lamps for any skill you want. So I thought that was pretty cool because they haven't had a lot of XP quests recently, and if you're doing Slayer or Agility, it's a good way to get like the whole quest total with XP lamps that you can use if you do the sub quest and everything is 45k XP. So if you get the 45k XP and you can use it on Slayer or Agility, it does help you. For a 20-minute quest, I would do that instead of doing Agility or Slayer itself. So I thought that was pretty nice that they added in kind of an XP lamp afterwards.
Yeah, it's nice to get that. I might actually. I didn't even know you could do that, so I think I'm gonna go do that after we're done with this.
And one thing I found really funny is, I don't know if many people mentioned this or saw this, but after you beat Philippe's quest, after he finishes his quest, he gets a reward himself. And the rewards actually go, he receives 1 quest point, Sir Surreal's money pouch, so God knows how much money was in that. He could be a billionaire now. Next quest we see him and he might have full Torva. A bag of sweets, which is kind of funny because the whole quest was for the bag of sweets. He gets 2 extra spins on the Squeal of Fortune, which I found hilarious because not only do 90% of players use the Squeal of Fortune, now 100% of NPCs use the Squeal of Fortune, so I took that as pretty funny. And he also,
so long as he doesn't get the 200 mil spin.
yeah, I'd be pretty mad. We'd have to jump him.
That's the next cutscene.
Yeah. And he gets lastly some self-respect. So I thought that was kind of funny that they added his quest rewards in there and they actually gave him some spins on the Squeal of Fortune. So whatever to that. But anyways, I'd like to ask Amber a question before she leaves. I'd like to ask if you had to make a quest or expand on a quest line or make your own brand new quest and give out a reward to it, what would you kind of do with that? And what would you kind of put a spin on that since you're like the queen quester in this business over here? What would you do with this kind of thing?
I think it would probably be something like what I mentioned earlier, where they expand the current quest line so they can all tie in together for one major Grandmaster. I think that would be nice.
And what kind of reward would you put on that? Because I mean, I love the Wild Gothic Sleep. You get like 400k XP. Get 1 mil cash. It was a really nice quest to just do in general.
Oh, it would probably have to be something a little bit bigger than the While Gothic Sleeps if it's going to be the major end of all things. So
Yeah, that would definitely be something nice to get a bunch of I would say bigger XP rewards such as 800k XP. Maybe I'm pushing it. I don't know if Jagex wants to give out that much yet because people could buy that with Squeal of Fortune. So I don't know if they want to give up that much money to actually give us some extra good rewards. But that's awesome. So anyways, thank you for coming on our podcast, Amber. We really appreciate it and we really liked your opinion on this. So thank you very much.
And thank you very much for having me.
Of course, and we'll see you soon. So thank you for coming, and that's your time on the Trifecta podcast. But now we have to move on. So later.
Yay,
Peace out.
bye.
Later.
All right, so that was very nice of her to come on and be a guest on our show, the Queen Quester herself, Goingcrazy201. Be sure to check out her channel info in the description. I will link her channel. She's got like 80,000 something subscribers. She's crazy. She puts all the quests out whenever they're out, and at the moment she's having some computer difficulty, but she will have quest guides up soon and ready to go. But she has like every quest up there, and I know Jordan and other people have used her quest guides for questing, so much appreciative for her to come onto the show and state her opinion on this, so thank you very much for that. But anyways, we're going to move on, and we're going to talk about behind the scenes July. Now, Personally,
Whoa, hold on there. Whoa.
personally, behind the scenes July is it's got a lot of stuff in it, and I don't really see anything great. It's just my we've got
Social Slayer, right?
yeah, Social Slayer looks pretty cool. But
Yeah.
once again, I'm 99, and I'm sure
Yeah,
Alex is
yeah,
99, and Jordan is not 99 yet. We might be
I'll help you out, Jordan. Don't worry.
aiding him in Social Slayer to get him
My battle buddies, guys.
Yeah, dude.
battle buddies.
A battle buddies.
Hashtag
Let's go do some
battle-
fire giants.
Hashtag battle buddies. Anyways, the first thing we had was Carnillean Rising, which was the quest, and we did that, and we spoke about that earlier, obviously. So that was the quest we got for the month, and that is over with now. The next thing that's coming is Social Slayer. Now, if you don't know what it is a like Slayer with a buddy kind of type deal. You basically get like a task between both of you, and you both slay them, and you both get XP for it. I really don't know how it works yet. It tells you, what it is, but you can also like go with each other, and you like when you complete a task, you'll earn points to spend in their local Slayer Master shops, like awesome rewards to buy, such as shared potion effects and awesome new pets. I read that right off the thing. So that's they said you can get new pets and shared potion effects. So who knows what they have in store? But it's kind of exciting to see those kind of shared potion effects. That kind of seems pretty cool. Like, what if you can use those for like bossing or whatnot? So that seems pretty cool. And who doesn't love new pets? I mean, that's just another thing to throw into my house and never look at. So who doesn't want new pets?
Or you drop it and it runs away.
Or you drop it in my
Aw.
But in my opinion, Social Slayer seems interesting, but once again, not really needed. I mean, I guess if it's better for XP for Slayer, it's a good thing, but who knows? It says right here that any kills you make when you're together count towards each other's kill counts, but XP isn't shared. So I don't think it really makes your, XP go faster. It can't really. So I think it just speeds up tasks to get more points, so you can like skip tasks to get more canon tasks. I mean, I guess if it works in that sense, it'll be good.
My opinion about that, I think it's gonna actually make Slayer slower because you're both doing the same task, and it'll keep decreasing the number. But say your friend's killing faster than you, you aren't getting a decent amount of experience. So I'd be kind of worried to go with like an overpowered friend.
Right.
And then
You
I
got
just
a
get
38
no
friend, like
speed.
say if me and you went, and
I
we'd
would just
say-
totally dominate you.
Right. I mean.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, anyways, after that lie,
And then
I would have say max gear or whatever like that. I mean, you have Torb and all that. I mean, but I like say if we were at Ice Strike Worms, I'd be killing them possibly faster than you, and you wouldn't be getting as much XP as you should be. So I really don't know what the purpose of this is. This Social
Yeah.
Slayer. I mean, what I think it is it to make more Slayer fun. I guess to make Slayer a little bit more fun, or besides that, I would
Battle
say
buddies.
yeah,
So,
battle buddies.
I heard that you get double the amount for the task, so you're not even like speeding up your task. I heard from somewhere. Did anybody else hear that?
I've seen it before. Like I've heard rumors of it. Being able to,
Uh-huh.
and we don't know much about it. But if that's the case, then it just makes it even more slow.
Yeah, I think it's purely like a hey, you can slay with your friend now type of thing. It's not really. I don't think it's really like an update. More like a here, look,
Or like,
you can have the
yeah,
same task. if you
Slay
really
with a
want to.
buddy, even though you could do that anyway if you got the same task. So,
It's just more of a guarantee thing, I guess.
right. So I mean, it's cool that you can slay with a buddy. I guess that kind of update is cool, but it's not needed, and it doesn't help anything. It doesn't speed up Slayer. It doesn't add a new monster into the game. It just makes it so you can slay with your friends. So that's not really that nice. I don't really like that on behind the scenes. Then we got the 10-year veteran cape, which that's pretty cool. I mean, I can't get it, so I'm kind of
I won't be able to get it for like 3 years.
yeah, same here. I think my account's 7 years old or possibly 8 max, but I like that idea because I mean it is cool. Instead of an X, I mean instead of a V, you'll get an X. So That's
I'm just looking forward to it so I can see how much actual game time I've been playing since.
Oh,
I
yeah,
don't remember.
that's true. That's pretty cool. That feature will be awesome. But it's pretty funny that they said on the behind the scenes, red is out and deep red is in. Like they know colors now. Like they're color gods. Like guys, if you aren't wearing deep red and you're wearing regular red, you're not in style. You guys are nothing. Like you got
Mm-mm.
deep red.
Just
Jagex
got a red
knows.
party hat. What the heck?
So, I mean, I don't know what really this 10-year veteran cape. I think the emote's going to be just an X comes out instead of a V, and you stand on the X, and you do that little kind of feel like a badass kind of pose, and then
Maybe
you
some
come down.
fireworks.
Maybe some fireworks, yeah, something like the Taskmaster remote. So, who knows what that'll be. Someone actually posted on the forums, and they said, can I get my 10-year veteran cape trimmed? And I was like, that's a pretty weird topic. And I go, why? And I looked at his like time code, and it said, member since July 2002. And he's like, can I get a trimmed 10-year veteran cape for having membership nonstop for 10 years?
Oh shit, yeah.
And I was like, wow, that's intense. Because he really had membership from July 2002 to
That's like
July
$600.
and that's exact month. This is July right now, so July 2002 to July 2012 is exactly 10 years. So that's absolutely crazy. So I think he should get a trimmed 10-year veteran cape. For by all means, anyone who has that is crazy. So that's a pretty cool concept right there. But anyways, that's a 10-year veteran cape. Not really gonna say more about that, but that's that. Then you got the Gillinor Games pre-release event, which is kind of like an Olympic kind of spin on things. You get these rings and you get these XP rewards or cosmetic rewards. It's really nothing. It's just the Gillinor Games. It's free and members, so everyone will be able to do it. And it doesn't really look like much of a thing. I mean, we're forced to do it because we have to, but that's it. So
I think it's just gonna be dead content.
yeah, I don't know how long it's actually going to be in the game, but what I see by it is it's going to be just a thing where you do it kind of like an Olympic thing, and you get these rewards, and then you just leave and you stop doing it. It says the rewards here are an ancient athletics outfit, flaming torches, and special rings that will boost your rewards in the Gillinor game. So I really don't think this is anything big.
I bet the
Seems like a
torches are
filler.
gonna look cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like a filler update.
Yeah, something to just waste time or try to hold back things. And I think the ancient athletics outfit will kind of be cool because that kind of I think it's going to be kind of like not a toga, but like what the people used to like participate in the Olympics in, like an Olympic kind of gear. So that'll look pretty cool. I want to see what that looks like because I'm a big fan of cosmetic rewards and emotes. So I really like the idea of the ancient athletic outfit, and the flaming torches probably do look cool if you hold them. So I want to see.
Is it more like a holiday event, like towards the Olympics? I guess.
I guess. I mean, they never did
Yeah.
anything for that. I mean, obviously it's every 4 years the Olympics, so I'm really not sure if they've ever done it. Really, I don't remember. But this is a pretty cool concept if they do it for the Olympics. So I'll like that if it's a holiday event for the Olympics.
Yeah,
But
I think that's what they're going for. I'm not entirely sure.
I want a toga.
who doesn't? And then we've got two more things, which is the parties and celebrations. And it says, as you have no doubt noticed on the front page, our countdown to 200 million accounts will soon reach its target, and we have a celebration planned for everyone who is around when the moment happens. I won't spoil the surprise, but we have all sorts of fun things planned for the big day and the days following. You'll have heard the phrase party animal, but how about party demon? What wonders lay in wait for you? Suffice to say that there will be rewards. So what this shows is right next to that, actually, like little snippet, is a picture of a giant demon. Now, I think this is going to be kind of like the wildy strike worm. Yeah, the wildy worm, where you fight a giant demon and you get something. And what I think this guy is going to drop is, yet I say, the golden katana. And that's what everyone's. I don't know why they were put in the game earlier. Maybe just to, I know they had problems with the flaming skull issue and people got, different cards or whatever. And I think they gave it to him to accommodate for it. But I think that everyone's gonna get the golden katana amongst the 200 mil account thing. And if you kill the demon, so I hope that's the case because I want a golden katana. But otherwise, I don't see this demon being anything important. I mean, maybe you'll get a one-time reward of a cape or a golden katana, and then you leave and you never do it again.
I mean, that'd be pretty sick if I could get a golden katana because, I recently saw that you finally got your katana, from
ornate-
your membership card.
Right.
And, I was pretty jealous about that, because, I can't ever get a katana because it's impossible to get off the squeal. I mean, come on.
The auspicious
they,
one.
they raised the chance of getting it, but come on, really?
Yeah, right. I mean,
It went from 1 million to 100,000. Okay.
it went from 10 million to 1 million actually. So, I mean, the katanas are really cool. I really like my ornate katana, and like I said, I collect vanity items, so I really enjoy the katana kind of look. And when you run with it, it looks badass. So the golden katana will look really cool. So I'm hoping everyone gets a chance to get that. They said that they would put more information on it in the homepage, but we haven't seen anything about it yet. And lastly, we have the combat beta events. It just says the calendar of events in the beta world, blah, 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 and that they're going to have events during the combat beta and for everyone to do, and they'll probably just release those sporadically throughout the month of July. And then they said in so much more, and for those interested in swaggering about in the latest and greatest fashions, whatever the slimy critter-ridden dungeon or sun-swept fishing spot you find yourself in, we have a really special update planned for July. Sometimes it's not all about the XP, it's about looking good while earning it. More to follow in the next week. So I think that's also a spin on the golden katana, or maybe a new outfit, or possibly, which I'm hoping, is the increased chance of a swag bag or a swag stick on the Squeal of Fortune.
That'd be nice.
Because it does say, for those of you interested in swaggering, so I don't know really if that's a hint at that, but that's what I'm going to take out of it.
Or maybe they're giving us another 10 million chance of getting another swag item.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
That would be really nice. I want something with swag because I have to have the max swag. But anyways, lastly, in the behind the scenes is a cosmetic makeover for Yelps and his Squeal of Fortune. They are getting an update, including a brand new wheel aimed just at the free game. So that's kind of a joke to me. It's aimed at the free game, so I really don't know, what that has to do with anything. But they're always updating Squeal now. I mean, even the Squeal of Fortune update in July got, before the actual behind the scenes of July. So that was kind of upsetting to see, and it upset a lot of players. But anyways, that's all for the behind the scenes July. That's what we got out of it, and that's what we think about each of the things. It's pretty much a useless month of updates. I mean, I really want to see the Cal Fight King be put into play. I want to see what that drops. I want to see just in general what they have in store with all these bosses. They have so many ideas that they want to give out to us. Different quest lines, Cal Fight King. It would be upsetting if the Cal Fight King dropped the Dragon Mace, because no one's going to use that, and it won't even be a rare item. I promise you that thing.
Well, not the Mace. The Mace has been out, but
You mean the crossbow?
I think it's going to be the crossbow because they did release that in the beta.
Right.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, what else would drop that?
Right.
And they gave the dekai to the queen. And also, I'm hoping the king, the Cal Fight King, is not like solo, like just solo. Like, I want to do it with friends. I want to have fun.
But the thing is, I just realized that I said Dragon Mace before. I meant Dragon Warhammer. That's what I meant. I didn't mean the Dragon Mace. Obviously, the Dragon Mace in the game. My bad. But I meant Dragon Warhammer. So it's either they're going to drop a Dragon Warhammer, but like you guys said, that in the beta they had a Dragon Crossbow, so what else would drop a Dragon Crossbow other than the Cal Fight King? So, once again, like you guys said, I hope that it's a kind of multiple people boss. I don't want to solo anything else. I mean, it's fine. Soloing is fine, but we need more bosses that require more people. So that is all for the behind the scenes July. That's what I want to see in the future, is more boss updates, more just in general updates that we can use, like something with a good reward or something that's helpful. I mean, this whole month is really nothing helpful.
Nothing really game changing that adds something to the game, like that you can actually use. So, I mean, yeah, it just feels like a filler month.
Yeah, this is definitely just a month. I mean, I felt like last month was a filler month too, but they did have the Black Dragon, which is a decent update. A lot of people like it.
Combat beta.
The combat beta, right. So they did have a lot of updates last month that really, but I felt like that one was a filler too, in that sense. Mm-hmm. But I hope they have bigger things for the end of the summer.
Oh, they did update Bandos they updated Bandos to the way it is in beta.
Right. I mean, I called that last week. I said that I thought that Bandos and the Fight Kiln Cape are going to be updated.
I think they're doing that next week, the Kiln Cape?
Well, no, I actually heard that they sent out a tweet and stuff that the Bandos armor is actually not supposed to be updated, and it's supposed to be updated with everything else, but they put it in the game regardless, and they're going to fix it. So I don't like the fact of that, because I don't mind the actual Bandos. It doesn't look bad in my opinion. Right, it doesn't look bad, and I think they should keep it in the game. But I thought originally they were going to put Bandos and the Fight Kiln Cape updated this weekend when the update came out, this week when Tuesday, and they released the Bandos but not the Fight Kiln Cape. And in that sense, we would also get Cape to actually feature on it because she designed the Fight Kiln Cape. But anyways, that's what we got out of that, and I mean, it's cool that they updated it, but it sucks that they're going to be taking that out. But anyways, we're moving on. That is all the updates this week. We have to talk about the behind the scenes July and the Carnillean Rising quest, and we're moving on to the Twitter responses. And we've got a few tweets. The first one is by @CanFilmProductions. He's been on the podcast twice in a row now, so I had to do it another time because it's Trifecta 3 times. So he's got to be on it one more time, especially. So he said, thanks for the double feature this week. Make it triple. I will calm down on topics for a while. Great podcast, like always. #Team Trifecta. So thank you for your tweet once again, and welcome to the show for the third time. Next, we have @SlayerSulu, who said, once again, great show, guys, and thanks for the shout-out. You're welcome, man. Thank you very much for tweeting at us and always being active on our Twitter feed.
Oh, yeah, I actually talked to that guy in RuneSpan the other day. We had, like, a good, 30-minute conversation. That guy's really cool.
Ah, cool. Next, we have @Neo_Quester, and he says, topic of the week idea, which we're going to just put it in the Twitter section, obviously, because we have a topic of the week. But he just wanted to know, what is our idea on dead minigames like Trouble Brewing, Great Orb Project, or Blast Furnace? Personally, for me, the dead minigames are dead. Like, you can't really state it in anything. I mean, they're not playable. None of the rewards are worth it. The Blast Furnace, I really wouldn't say is dead because I know some people that still use it. But the Great Orb Project isn't really done anymore. Trouble Brewing is never done anymore. I mean, there's so many other things, just like the GN's food service thing where you deliver food. That's dead. I bet no one even remembers that's in the game. There's so many things that are just not, used anymore, and it sucks. They're probably going to update all of these things, so we have to do them, either a comp cape reward or something. But that's what my opinion is. I think that they're going to try to revamp them into the games to make them more used.
I think it sucks that they're dead because I enjoyed Trouble Brewing.
Yeah, I mean, I got the full naval back in the day when it was actually
cool.
So
Yeah.
I got it I got like a week or two before the HD update, and I only got to wear it for that week or two, and I was like, wow, they ruined this quick.
yep.
Yeah, but
I really. Oh.
it does suck that they are dead, and
Mhm.
eventually they will probably be revamped because it seems like they're kind of refreshing the old stuff
Yeah.
to catch it up.
Seems
Yep.
like a
But-
common theme throughout at least the
Yeah.
last updates where they did fish flingers and what was the other
Yeah.
one?
They've been reviving a lot
I'm
of
just
dead
hoping it
mini
does
games.
get revamped.
Yeah. But thank you for your topic. That's what we think of dead mini games. Next, we've got at Mohammed Hajed, and he says, Lee, I'm having trouble on RS. I'm new to RuneScape. I recently quit WoW. What should I start doing in RuneScape? So I'm taking it as you're brand new to the game. You haven't really, you just made a character. My advice to you is actually go on my page. I mean, there's probably better guides out there, but I actually have a quest series of making a brand new account now in 2012. It's called Let's Play RuneScape, and it's a series, and you can watch the whole thing. I think there's 8 episodes. It pretty much just tells you the basics of RuneScape, what to do, how you pretty much get the whole gameplay function out of it. And basically, all I think you should do is just start leveling up your skills. I mean, obviously you want to start doing some combat skills, so train either at chickens or cows in Lumbridge, and try to get your attack strength and defense up a little bit. And then you can go and fight other things or adventure new towns. Just try to like have fun with it. Really just get into the game and learn every concept of it, and then realize how good of a game it is, and then go on and get better and better.
Yeah, you really just gotta find something that you like, because I mean, RuneScape is different for everybody. It's just really how you take it. There's just so many concepts within the game itself that, like, you can, like, there's people who love just skilling or love combat only, and there's people who just want to do all the quests and every day they come out or whatever. But it's really just how you take the game and how you want to play it.
Absolutely.
And my opinion, RuneScape has pretty much become a YouTube community. Back when I started, YouTube didn't even exist, and I wish it did because it would have showed me a lot better tactics to, tackle some challenges.
Definitely.
But what you really want to focus on is kind of building up a little GP staff because this game is based off money. And it's sad to say that, but there are some AFK skills. You can go runespan and all that, but you do want to have some GP so you can actually start getting better stuff and better equipment. And you can do that by monster killing. And like I said, RuneScape is a YouTube community, so check out some YouTube videos. There are great many guides. Like Lee said, he has a few of his on his page, and he's really thorough about it. Definitely check it out.
Thank you. So anyways, next, thank you for your question, Mohammed. And next we have at @A_Alex with 3 X's and 91. So it's at Alex91.
What's up, Alex?
And he says, with your knowledge of the beta, do you think it's better to get Fire Cape and the Fight Killing Cape now, or wait till combat rework goes live? Now, my opinion on that is definitely get it now, because I don't know how it's going to be like. I mean, people have done it in the beta, and people have shown, that it's easy or hard or not, but it may be different for you. And I'd say definitely go right now, because with the clicking of it and just knowing how to, what setup to use and stuff like that, and there's so many guides right now that I suggest that you do it right now, because it would be just easier to function. I mean, you can go off the guides on YouTube, you can, you know what to do, and you're very used to, clicking and doing everything in the game. So it's going to be, different after this update. So I definitely suggest do it now.
Yeah, and everything that Lee said is, it's just that we don't know how it's going to be, because even with the beta, I mean, things could change and it could be a lot harder. I mean, it's not really extremely hard right now, so I mean, you might as well just go do it. There's no point in taking the risk of waiting.
Right.
And there's a lot of thorough guides on it right now that tells you step by step, and I've seen them myself, so I know they do exist. So definitely check it out. And right now the prices are fluctuating so much, so you can get some really good gear for really cheap right now, and you don't want to take the risk of that gear spiking up, it being in the combat and you can't do it,
Right.
So just take advantage now.
Yeah, definitely take advantage of it now and go out and get that Fire Cape and go get that Takar Cal and go on with your
Rhino
life.
Cape.
The Rhino Cape. And lastly, we have at D3YCI, so I guess it's at Daisy, and they said, great podcast. As a dedicated quester, I would like to hear your opinion on, or lack of, recent quests becoming too easy. And now this is a great topic because obviously we just talked this whole thing about the Carnillean Rising, and we had a special guest who's the quester, and it's pretty cool to see this topic, especially this week. So I'm going to say that recent quests becoming too easy, it's kind of geared because a lot of things are being done for lower level players right now. Just like the combat rework is aimed not even for the high level players. Not, obviously they don't care if the high level players, obviously they care about our feedback, but this is geared to get new players to play the game, to see that there's a new combat system, that it's not the same click handy, tedious game that you played back in 2003, and they want to just pretty much appeal to new people. So with easier quests becomes, people more attracting to the game and people wanting to finish these quests and get the rewards. So I really think that they're aiming their lower level quests at people like the new starting of the game and the people who just started finding RuneScape. But I think that their harder quests have become easy as well, because they just really are focusing on, like, they're not even giving us that great of rewards. Like, I don't remember the last quest that gave us a great reward. I mean, the last quest we had with the QBD, unlocking the QBD, that's a decent reward. But I mean, we haven't had like a weapon or something that was actually really decent in a past quest. So my opinion on just it having an easy quest now is just the fact that a lot of new players are coming into the game and they're trying to appeal and give new content to the new players and not really caring that much. But when they do expand on quest lines, the quests usually seem to be hard, but not even if no quest is really hard except for Morning's End parts, whatever, and Elemental Workshop 3. But besides that, all quests are just kind of long in that sense, not hard. So I would just say that overall, that quests becoming too easy, it's not really becoming too easy, it's just that they're gearing it to a whole different crowd.
You think that quests are any easier now that we're maxed?
I would say yeah, because I mean we have a bunch of teleports to go everywhere. We have a bunch of like benefits that other people can't use, maybe like the balloon system, spirit trees, and just all this stuff. It makes quests really easy, especially with all the guides out nowadays, with all the all the different fan sites putting out quest guides. It's really simple the first day to have a guide and do these quests. So a bunch of times have changed. I mean, obviously we have people just like Amber Meow, Goingcrazy201, who puts out quest guides on YouTube with live commentary and tells you step by step what to do. So it's just times have changed really. And back then it was harder to do quests because we were lower level, the stuff was harder to fight. But nowadays we just, take out any kind of armor in our bank, we take out a random weapon, and we just go and fight everything. So
yeah, I don't even take the guides seriously sometimes nowadays because I know that they're aimed at the lower level players. So like it'll be like, oh, you got to fight this level 300 or whatever. You might want to bring like a full inventory or sharks.
No, it doesn't say sharks. It says lobsters.
Yeah, no, but you know what I mean. And then. And I'll just, I'll be like, oh, I got soul split, I'll be fine, and I'll go through the quest, and, I won't even have to eat or anything, and be like, oh, okay, yeah, no big deal, just a, level 3 boss, cool.
Exactly.
And I mean, it's different, definitely, being maxed than it was questing back in the day, and I think it is a lot to do with, at least some of the older quests, even, just doing them at a higher level. It's definitely different than trying to beat Contact at level 80 or whatever level I did that at.
Right.
Yeah.
I just think the quests, they don't really focus on high level players, or lower level players. I think they're just putting out content for us just because they need to. They dedicated, like, they quit Mechscape to make this game continuous,
right?
Because it had a good program and they always wanted to give us new content. And I think they're just brainstorming ideas like, all right, well, we can make an add-on with Carnillean and stuff like that. Even Amber remembered right off the top that she had a piece from the old quest.
Right.
And it's funny though, because like Alex was saying like it's all directed at low level players. I just think those guides haven't been updated to now standards, where everything was hard back then. Yeah, definitely. And it's because we were low level players, but that's because the game was still newer.
Right.
And so I don't know. I think these quests are just easy given and not really directed at anybody.
Right, and just like, your question kind of said, I would like to hear your opinion on or lack of recent quests, which is funny because, like we said before, there hasn't been many quests recently. We were promised one every month, and so far we've gotten one in the last 2 months, but the 3 months before that, I don't think we got one quest or anything. I don't remember the quest at least, but we didn't get many quests in the past, and we weren't getting the one per month that we were guaranteed. So like at some points, like Jordan said, I think they're just putting out quests to just have content and not like lose on their word. So they're just throwing them in there, even though they're just random. I mean, this one was obviously, this new quest, Carnillean Rising, was obviously a add-on to one of the older quest lines, but it's really nothing big. Like, it wasn't something that was necessary to put into the game.
Yeah.
But anyways, thank you for your question at DC, and thank you all for sending in your tweets to us. Make sure you follow us at Trifecta Podcast on Twitter and send in your tweets to us so that we can feature them on the podcast, whether it's a question or asking something or giving us good feedback. We will feature it on the podcast, and send us your tweets. So anyways, that moves us on to the topic of the week, which this week we have a pretty decent topic. It's by The Pure Poison with a 0. And the topic of the week is, say you're the creator or designer for the combat rework. What would you stress to be fixed, made, and taken out, or not in the game? So, Jordan, you start this one off.
Alright, I just want to put this out front. I haven't played the beta. I just watch videos and stuff like that. So I don't have like a a hands-on idea. But something that really kind of bothers me is the you kind of must need to use the I guess that's what is it called, the ability bar,
The ability bar, yeah.
to get the best XP. I don't like that at all, because that makes everything like you have to always be clicking to get XP, and it's just it's like a hassle.
Mm-hmm.
And it just seems like, because if like right now Slayer is in a big rut with the beta,
Right.
and they could eventually change that, and it doesn't help that they're adding a buddy system to Slayer that makes it even more or less XP.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, that's something I would try to work on, and the combat level rework. It's not needed.
Oh, yeah,
Come on.
definitely.
It's,
Yeah.
I would
We
change
discussed
that. Just
that
leave
last
it
week, yeah.
138.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, I have a whole list of things that I wish they would just, go back with, like, at least have an option for the old magic screen.
Right.
That's one of the big ones, because, I mean, it's ridiculous to find spells and just the way that they're organized. And when it was just so much easier to have, here's your entire list of everything that you can do on one tab.
Mm-hmm.
And as well with the combat system, just like Jordan said. And another thing is the armor update, with where they changed the bonuses of how armors and stuff went, and I think it's kind of stupid the way they have. They actually got rid of things instead of adding things, and now weapons only have one attack style, with being like, say, rapier only stabs, or CLS only slashes, and
Right.
I think it's kind of dumb to remove those kind of features from the game, to the fact where rapier and CLS have the exact same damage bonus, but one of them's slower.
Right, exactly.
And I mean, I just don't see the purpose of the whole armor rework. And I mean, that's cool. You can go and rebalance the armor, give mage armor higher defense stats for melee. That's cool. Yeah, if you want to rebalance the combat system, but I don't think you should get rid of certain stats. I mean, I think the stat system they have now is good, and they can balance the armor with the stats that they have.
Right. I mean, my opinion on this is, one thing to go off of Alex's thing is, I really don't think, just in general, that they thought this through, this whole combat rework, because now every day you constantly hear them changing. I mean, obviously, it's a beta. It's going to be changed. Things aren't going to be right off the bat perfect, and it's still subject to change, and we don't know anything about, anything that's permanent yet. So we don't know anything really, but off of this, I really don't think they think anything through, because not only is this a combat rework anymore, but they're reworking all of the armors. And, I mean, obviously armor has to do with combat, but all of your items are, going to have different abilities. Like right now, Divines and Ellie's and all these spirit shields are going up and down and shit, because now they're just telling you like, oh, well, Ellie's going to have 30% range defend, whatever. I don't know the exact thing, so don't quote me on this.
Right.
But it has all these different effects, and it's not what it originally was. So you're changing around all the effects of stuff, and it's just a mess. Like, that's one thing I would fix, is don't change anything. Let all of the stuff have effects. I mean, obviously, some of the stuff can't work in the combat, like, rework with all this stuff, but just kind of, change the combat rework enough to where all of the armor stays the same and you can still use the same stuff and it won't be different. I mean, I like the idea of Bandos being close to Torva in defense bonus, so it's not like Torva is like significantly the best armor in the game, but it does have a difference if you have Torva. And I like the fact that Bandos is kind of better, and I like those kind of facts, but then stuff will be left out because Helm of Nate's not going to have a prayer bonus, because there's no prayer bonus on the thing. I mean, obviously that might be fixed, but the Helm of Nate's pretty much useless now, instead of being one of the better helms to use nowadays since it's cheap. All the barrows are different. I mean, they're just changing around so much things, so it's so sloppy. So I think they could have done a better work of like thinking before they acted on this combat rework. They could have changed, what the armors did, but at least have a permanent effect. They're just changing it daily on what they think it should be.
Yeah.
So I don't like the fact of that. But one thing I would definitely make sure of is to not lose the old grasp of RuneScape. Don't let us not be able to just click our opponent. Obviously, right now we can click and we can type in numbers in the beta and we can do attacks. But let us still attack with just the clicking and have it the same XP like Jordan said, or have it the same kind of AFK style of attacking. I mean, I don't want to get less XP just because I'm fighting the old way that I love to fight with. I want to get the same XP I'm getting if I'm doing whatever, but maybe I hit more if I do the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or something like that. So I think that they should just make it so that old school RuneScape isn't knocked out of the picture completely. I mean, obviously this is an evolution of combat, but keep some of the legendary things, some of the things that we're used to having, and just try to, in general, keep the same grasp of RuneScape, because if we wanted to play a game with these ability bars, we wouldn't choose RuneScape, because obviously it's new and you're not doing anything new. You're doing exactly what all of the other games have already and have been mastering forever now. So we could just quit and go play a better game and explore our horizons. But if we want to play RuneScape, that's what I play for. I want to play RuneScape. I don't want to play a knockoff of any version game. I don't want to, use ability bars. I want to play RuneScape, and I want to play the old school RuneScape that I'm used to playing. Even with an evolution of combat, just keep RuneScape RuneScape. That's what I really want, is don't change it to the fact where I don't want to play this basic brand new game. I want to play the same game I've been playing for 6+ years.
Yeah, exactly what he said. I like what they're doing with the special attacks and whatnot, with the abilities. I think it's really cool how you can create certain combos, and after you've learned how to use it, you can really dominate. And I really like that. But I think the extra stuff that they're adding in there with the armor and stuff, it's really changing the game, and I don't like, and in a bad way even.
Yeah, I mean, it's really just some of the not needed things. Like I said, it's just not necessary to be making all of these changes that you have to think you have to put in the game, and it doesn't make sense why they're doing it. I mean, obviously they're trying to appeal to new players. Like I said, everything is geared towards getting new people to play so they can make more money, and I get it, because Jagex is a business. I can understand from their viewpoint as well that they're doing this because this is a huge step up, and this is I know a lot of people that said, oh, I'm gonna try RuneScape now because now it has ability bars or whatnot.
Right.
So I know a lot of people that are gonna be coming into the game, but they have to remember that people play this game because of RuneScape and its uniqueness and how it is right now. So you're going to be losing the high-level players that don't want to fight like this and don't want to play a game like this, because if they wanted something like that, they could just go to Diablo or some other game with buttons like WoW or anything like that. They could just go to a better thing that's been mastering this forever now.
And something that Alex forgot to mention that he told me earlier was the Mage Book.
What about the Mage Book?
How it's kind of like complicated to be scrolling through to get to teleport spells and stuff like that.
Right. I mean, you can. I mean, I like the fact that you have 5 different kind of ability bars, so you can set what you want. So you can, in a way, set pretty much all of the teleports and stuff, or any of the useful things you use on the bottom bar. But it's still tedious to just have to scroll to bar 2. I mean, just let us have a book on the side that can, like, maybe you can make a right click for the ability book tab and make a right click and hit Mage Book and bring us back to the Mage Book, so we have all of our magic spells there, because that would require no extra tab, and that would just allow us to do it kind of like the quest thing turning into the Dungeoneering party tab, kind of like that, but something with that, so we could just get all of our magic spells right there, because we like the fact that that's so easy. You just click a box and you have all the things in front of you and you know exactly where everything is. I don't want to be scrolling around my bar to do a high alch if I have no idea where it is.
And the other thing is, once you have your abilities set, you don't typically go back to that screen as much as you would, say you're doing magic and you want to cast an Ice Barrage or, a Teleblock or an Entangle or whatever. And, for the combat system, 12 buttons isn't enough for all the abilities that you need, really. So, I mean, it would just be so much more convenient to have a magic book even over an ability book.
Right. No one wants to go from fighting combat and then, or just let's say doing a clue scroll. No one wants to start fighting something and then have to click, oh, my other bar has my teleports, and click through 3 things and then go to your teleport bar and then
you're already dead by then.
Yeah, right. You're not having a good time, scrolling through all that stuff.
So it sucks.
I think they really should incorporate kind of like a magic tab and keep the magic tab, because that's something that should definitely keep that, the way of old school fighting, but incorporate some new. I like the animations that is in the fighting. It's really cool to see a RuneScape player doing things that normally wouldn't do. That's cool. I think they should keep that in. Just the animations are cool. I like dual wielding. They should keep dual wielding, because that's pretty cool.
Run stupid.
Although you run stupid, that's true. But I mean, they should fix the stance. I don't like how you stand when you're not in combat. It's just kind of like, you're just standing there like, hey, look at my shit. And, I kind of don't like that. I kind of like the
crotches forward and stuff.
Right. I like the laid back kind of feeling of just standing. So there's some little things they could tweak, but those are the main points we wanted to hit of what we would keep or take out of the game. So that's what we think about the rework right now.
A really good topic, actually.
It was a great topic. That's a very good topic for us to say, because it really puts us in a perspective of what we would do as Jagex. I mean, obviously, the evolution of combat is going to happen regardless of what we think, and it's just a fact of how they maintain it and how they manage it. So I really hope it turns out good. Obviously, this is just a beta, like I say a million times. Everything's subject to change. Even, a week from now, everything we said right now could be changed to what we said now, and, our opinions are not valid. So anything could change. Everything's subject to change. So don't quote us on anything, but this is our opinion of right now. So that is what we have to say about that. Thank you for the topic of the week, the pure poison. We appreciate your comment, and don't forget to comment below for what you want to hear us say for the next topic of the week, whether it's a question on what to do, whether it's just a comment of, a debate or a discussion. Comment below, and the one with the most thumbs up, or the one that we think is the best that will suit the podcast, will be featured on the show. So thank you for your topic of the week, and that is all for that. But that pretty much wraps up this podcast. Thank you all for tuning in. We will have our next podcast next Thursday, like always. You're used to this now. We are finally getting into the groove of thing with our first special guest today of Amber Meow, and it was great to have her on the show. We were all very appreciative that she was able to make it. Thank you so much, Amber. And it's really cool to see someone like you coming onto the podcast and just giving your opinions about things. Obviously, it was perfect for you to come on because of the new quest, and we really appreciate it. So thank you once again. And it's really cool to see this kicking off with our first guest. And this is like our 6th episode, so it's pretty cool to see this all in motion and that we're actually getting out there and more views are coming in each week. So thank you, and thank you for listening, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Later, everyone.
Peace.
Peace out, guys.